Alright, ready? Okay, here we go. So, your test is on Friday. Now, I have some bad news for you. It's not really that bad of news, but you're going to be testing with the sub. So, you need to really know what you're doing. Huh? I mean, it's a test, so I wouldn't have helped you anyway.
Well, I won't be here, so I'll test with you.
Okay, so make sure, why are we reviewing? So that you'll know what's on the test to make sure you know how to do it. Okay, so look at number 1. Which way are we shifting our graph?
To the right 4, up 4.
Okay, to the right 4. Okay, focus, and then up 3.
Oh, I thought we were doing number 2.
Oh, no, I guess they both have before. Okay, so the -4, you go to the right. Remember, it's with x. Your x always lies to you, so you go to the right. And then up 3, so that'd be here. Okay, then remember that exponential graphs always have a horizontal asymptote. Horizontal runs side to side like that. Okay, then for me to label my graph, okay, it would be y equals and then a 4.
Is that 0.43?
Yes, ma'am.
It is weakness, the asymptote
It's y equals, it should be 3. I did write the wrong number, thank you. Okay, because remember, your y value was up 3, it was 4 to the side. That doesn't change your asymptote, just the 3. Okay, now, will this be a growth, a decay, or a log graph? It will be growth. Why? Because the base is a 2, and 2 is bigger than 1. So when I draw my graph, I have to go back to my center, go up 1, and then remember that your growth graph curves up like that. Okay? And you have to hit that dot 1 above where your center is.
Bless you.
No, it was a joke. Okay, look at number 3. Oh wait, hold on, we forgot to do domain and range. What's domain?
All real numbers.
And then your range would be from where to infinity?
From
3 to infinity. Oh wait, no, yes, 3. Okay, and then remember, why is it 3 to infinity? My graph can't go down past that line because it's not allowed to cross it. Okay, the other one we're going to do is number 3. Number 3, where is my shift going to be? Left 2 and down 5. Left 2, down 5 is here. Draw in your flat line. And then will this be growth, decay, or log? Decay. How do you know decay? Because a 1/3 is less than 1. It'll be decay. Then I go up 1 from my dot. And then remember, your decay graph curves down towards the asymptote line. And then my asymptote, if I moved it down 5, is y equals -5. Domain is still all real numbers. You have one side going forward, one side going backwards. But your range is going to be what? -5 to infinity. Very good. Now, just real quick, I don't want to do number 2, but will it be growth or decay if it's a base E? Do you remember what E is? Remember how like pi is 3.14? No. E is 2.718. So, yeah, so now remembering that, it's going to be growth. Okay, so if you forget, remember it's in the calculator. I'll show you second and then divide by, and the E comes up. Okay, E is the same as 2.718. So that's how you know that it's growth. What? Oh, it's calculus. Somebody graphed it. Okay, so go down to 4, 5, 6. Okay. 4, 5, and 6 are all logs. Now remember that number 6 doesn't say the word log, but remember that an ln is the same as log little e. Okay? So remember that if it's an ln, that's really a log little e. Which way are we shifting? 1 unit to the left and then 2 units up. Okay? Then from there, you're going to draw what kind of line if it's a log graph? It'll be vertical. Okay, remember that exponential graphs have a side-to-side asymptote or a horizontal asymptote, but logs have a vertical asymptote. Then you're going to go 1 to the side, put your dot. And then remember that a log curves up and away and then down and towards the line. Like that. What are you doing, dude? Quick one for everything. Okay, my asymptote, I'm going to circle log here. If it's vertical like that, it's x equals -1. And then remember that your domain is the one that's restricted. It would be from -1 to infinity, but your y is all real numbers. And then remember, exponentials and logs are backwards. So if it's all real numbers on the domain for exponentials, it's all real numbers on the range for logs. Got it? Okay, turn the page. So one of the things that you have to know is how to graph. And go to growth and decay models. We're going to write the equation here at the top. A equals P1 plus or minus R up to the T over N. Now, on your test, I did write the equation on there. Some of the equations you have an N, some of them you don't. Remember, the way that you know whether you have it or not is based on if it's going up each month or each day, or if it's going up every 3 days or every 3 months or something like that. Well, we're going to go through the second half tomorrow. And you can check the first half, though. Okay. So, let's do number 9. Okay, so read through it. It says, in 1950, the population was 120,000. Since then, the population has increased by 8% every 5 years. Okay, let's write our equation. A equals... What's my initial amount of people? Okay, 120,000. Now, I need to do either a 1 plus or a 1 minus as my base, based on if it's going up or down. Which one will it be here? 1 plus, because it's increased. And then if it's 8%, what is that as a decimal? Okay, then it would normally be up to the T if it's going up by 8% each year. It's not going up each year, it's going up every... So I'll put T over 5. Okay? Then in part B it says, what will be the population in 2015? How many years have gone by from 1950 if I want to get to 2015? Good. So 1950 to 2015, that's 65, years. Okay. And then remember, what am I going to do with this 65? I'm going to plug it in. Will it be an A or a T? T. So I'll do A equals 120,000. Now, can we go ahead and add these guys together? What is 1 plus 0.08? 1.08. Good. And then up to the power of, now I know what my time is. I'm waiting 65 years. But it only goes up every 5 years, so I have to divide. Then you'll take that, type it in. Okay, now I would recommend typing this stuff in now to make sure that you know how to type this stuff in. Okay? So 120,000, 1.08 up to the power of 65 over 5. Did you get that? Okay, good. Now the 0.8, do I round up or down for that extra person? Up, because it's a 0.8. So I would have 32, 6, 3, 5, 5 people. So 326,355 people. Okay? Now go to part C. When will the population be 150,000? Where do I put that? A or T? A. So I'll do 150,000 equals 120,000. 1.08 up to the T over 5. And remember, why does it go back to being a T? Because I don't know the time. I'm trying to figure that out.
T over 5.
Okay, yep, T over 5. What would my first step be? Not subtract. How do I get rid of it? Divide. So I'm going to divide by 120, or 120,000 technically, right? That crosses out. And then in the calculator, if you hate typing all the zeros, as long as you take out the same number off top and on bottom, so like I'm going to cross these 3 out and those 3 out, I'm just going to divide 150 by 120. Okay, and it'll give you the same thing. Okay, so 150 divided by 120 is 1.25. Okay, what do we do next to get rid of the 1.08? Log it. And remember that you have to log with the same base that you're trying to cancel out. So if I want to get rid of a 1.08, I need to use that base. And so then my log 1.08 and my 1.08 are going to cancel out. So these guys are gone. So then I have t over 5 equals. It's alpha window and then 5, yeah. So in my calculator, I'm doing alpha window 5, 1.08, 1.25. 2.899 is going to round to 2.90. And then what's my last step? Times by 5. Ash, quit, babe. Cool. 2.90 times 5 gives me 14.5, yep. Okay, now question. 14.5 is a number of years, but I'm not counting from 0, I'm counting from 1950. So on your test it says what year does it happen in? You would add that to 1950. So what year would that be? 1964. Can you sit down, please?
I'm finding calculator.
Okay, there's one in the desk on the right side. Okay? Because I added it to 1950. So you would add the 14 years. So it'd be like halfway through 1964. Okay, turn the page. Your goal should be to get to number 12 and have it done. Then we'll do the second half tomorrow. What was that noise? Yeah, I mean you can keep going, but we're going to cover after 12 tomorrow. Okay, so look at the top one. Okay, I'm not going to do it for you, but I want you to read through it and set it up. So it says you're doing an experiment with 5,000 grams of a radioactive substance. The half-life of the substance is 120 days. This means the amount of substance remaining is cut in half every 120 days. Write an equation to model. Your equation for this one is going to be P base to the T over N. What will my base be if it's a half-life? What's happening to the substance? It's cutting in half. So it'd be A equals. My principal amount is 5,000 grams. But then what's happening to the amount is it's being cut in half. So your base is a half because you're halving it every how many days? 120. So I'd put T over 120. Now, if the wording says write an equation to model the substance at any time T days, that means you're not plugging in a number, you're leaving a T in that spot. So when you see that on your test, I know a lot of times on this stuff you don't really read it, but when it says T days, that means you don't have a number to plug in, you're just leaving a letter in that spot. Okay? And then part B, if you want 50 grams left, what would you do? Set it equal to 50 or substitute it for A. So it'd be 50 equals 5,000 half to the T over 120. Now I'm going to let you do that one and we're going to do number 12 just because it's a little harder, but the steps are the same. Okay? So jump down for me please to number 12. Huh? You'd have to divide by, yeah, it's like 0.01. Okay, number 12 says, the groundskeeper of a local high school estimates that due to heavy usage by the baseball and softball teams, the pitcher's mound loses 1/8 of its height each month. Now, it doesn't say it divides by 8. It says it loses 1/8. So I need to do 1 minus an eighth. Now, think about, an eighth is similar to a percent. It's just instead of a decimal, it's a fraction. Now, it loses an eighth of its height every month. Do I have an n for this one? No. Because what if it had said every 3 months? Well, then your n would be 3. But if it's every month, your n's a 1, you don't have to put it. Now, it doesn't give us the starting height here, but it tells us here. Determine the height of the mound after 3 months if it was 15 inches to begin with. What number do I put in the front? A, which is 15. Or I guess actually that's P, right? So it'd be A equals, I started at 15, but I'm going down by an eighth every month, so 1 minus an eighth to the T. Okay, part A. Determine the amount of the mound after 3 months. I'm plugging in A, 3. So it'd be A equals 15. Now, question, can you still, even though it's not a decimal, can you turn it into a decimal?
Yes.
Yeah, use your calculator. What is 1 minus an eighth? 0.875 would be 0.88. And then up to the, what's my T now? How many months? We want to wait 3 months. And then you would just type that in, figure out how tall it will be. It should be like around 10 inches. 10 point what? Okay, 10.05 inches. So remember that when you're finding A, you're just subbing in a time and then punching it into the calculator. But when you have A and you're finding T, that's where you have to solve. So look what it says here. Determine how long until the mound is 7 inches high. So I would say 7 equals 15.88, but I have to change my 3 back to a T. What would I do first? Divide the 15 to get it out of the way. So 15 divided by 15 crosses out. Use your calculator. 7 divided by 15 gives me 0.466. That rounds up to 0.47. And then to get rid of the 0.88 as the base, I have to do what? Log with that same base. So I'm going to log 0.88. Oh no, my red pen is dying. So sad. Log 0.88. Log 0.88. Now, on the other ones, I had to do a last step in solving. Will I have one more step here or no? No. Because once you get rid of the 0.88, the T was already alone up there, so you're done.
Oh my goodness.
Okay, alpha window 5, and then we're typing in 0.88 here and 0.47 here. And so it comes out to be 5.906 is going to round to 91. And then that would be in, what are my time measurements? Months. Okay. Good. Okay, so the plan for tomorrow. You guys, if you are in 10th grade, which is mostly none of y'all, okay, who is in 10th grade? Okay, you guys are going to be taking your ELA STAR tomorrow. Okay, so you will still be coming back to this class. The only sad day for you is you won't get a free day since it's just a couple of y'all. If they extend the bells like they did last week, I will post the video of me doing the second half so that you will not feel rushed if you would rather just watch the video. So if they extend the bells to where we're not going to have a bunch of time, I will still send you the video. If you're not on Remind 101 though, you're not going to get it unless somebody else sends it to you. Okay, so if you haven't joined already, you should do it. If you don't do it, then they might extend the bells. In that case, you'll have a short class. Okay, but your test is when? Friday. No, this Friday. Just hit myself in the face. This Friday. I'll see you this Friday with a test. Okay, do your review. You can check your answers tomorrow for the first half.